Ah, there you are. I was expecting you. Let us begin.
Beneath the sprawling battlements and winding streets of the Burg, beneath the back alleys and the thief hovels, we come to the depths. It is in this place that we start to see a truly dark side to Lordran. We enter into what looks to be some sort of dining hall, packed with ravenous hollows, perhaps residents of the lower Burg that have relocated to a new temporary home, safe from the wild dogs and the new demonic master above. A disgusted, bloated monstrosity works beneath, donned in a dirty, blood-stained apron and a sack over her head. She carves at lumps of meat, tirelessly preparing meals for the hungry inhabitants, and her meat of choice, undead flesh. Behind her, a hole, a handy waste disposal system. Any offcuts that don't make it to the plate are instead disposed of down here, where they have begun to provide sustenance to some of the depth's other creatures. Beyond the butcher's workshop, we find her storage area, barrel upon barrel, ready to be filled with some fresh meat, ready for the service. But what happens to the meat and flesh of a creature that cannot die once it's been removed from the bones? They begin to merge together, forming larger and larger chunks of matter until they become an entirely new entity, driven entirely by their desire to absorb more and more undead, perhaps hoping to regain their original form. Beneath the feeding grounds, the depths become more of a sewer system, transporting the filth and detritus further along its passageways and ever downwards. These sewers are no home for hollows, but there are other creatures that dwell within them, drawn by the fetid surroundings. There are even stories of a strange and violent figure that stalks amongst the rats, dressed in armour covered in barbs and thorns, with a thorny shield and a jagged, spiked sword. It's said that even a nudge from him can tear a man open and drain the blood from his veins. At the deepest part of the depths, a humble merchant sits, watching over the gate to Blighttown and waiting for the perfect trading partner to come along. There are rumours that he is a famous explorer from a faraway land, and it's certainly true that he knows many of the secrets contained within Lordran, but like everything he offers, they do not come cheaply. The gate to Blighttown itself is proof of the fact that no matter how corrupted and fetid a place is, there must always be something worse, somewhere darker, deadlier. The strong gate shows just how terrified the residents of the depths are of the toxic quagmire beneath them. But to pass through these gates, one must first overcome the depth's biggest and hungriest inhabitant. The gaping dragon is a deformed, grotesque descendant of the ancient dragons, turned into a walking abomination by its greed and hunger. Its stomach is an open, gaping maw, capable of chewing up prey and secreting acid to melt away armour and flesh alike. The first flame affected all things differently, and for this dragon, it awoke within him a desire to feed, overwhelming and uncontrollable. And so it is that the depths serves as a giant waste disposal system, from the hollowed butchers above to the rats and slimes, down to the gaping dragon. The waste from above is filtered down, consumed, and expelled further below. And so we must wonder what then awaits when we reach the bottom.
Now go. Whatever you do, do not crack and go hollow, lest my time spent on you be wasted.